Lack of transparency and accountability is a constraint to development and its ability to finance service delivery in areas such as access to education and health services. Corruption is a complex challenge that has continued to persist in the country. The state of corruption in Zambia has reached alarming levels as it has not only worsened but political impunity has become entrenched. The country has witnessed a number of corruption scandals, especially in public sector. Public resources, as highlighted in government reports like the Auditor General's report, remains unaccounted for, while public procurement is still prone to corruption.
Right? When the civil servants are getting 1,000, when the civil servants are getting 900, then their salaries are well above 25,000. Out of 25,000, they still few ubuchushi. What do they do? No, filabasata baeberati bafunya moto kakunga ndairia. We are going to give ourselves what is known as vehicle replacement allowance of 32,000 every month. And they brought this allowance in August and backdated to January. In the one year, from 1st January to 31st December, collectively, the 40 ministers earned 20 million kwacha from the treasury. Usha kutumwaiba abantu abo. Kutumwaiba tibati sakamana abantu. Beno obuchushi babumfwa. Dila babumfwa baipela nefi ya kuchita cushion ubuchushi bwabo. And yet ba civil servant, ba teacher, ba nurse, bale folama 2,000 kwacha. Babika ponoku bapela ama loan from the government loan, whatever. Civil servants today are living on loans.
The high levels of corruption in the country have raised serious concerns from stakeholders and civil society. And Transparency International Zambia, TIZ, has reviewed the 2018 Corruption Perceptions Index, CPI, that Zambia ranked number 18 in sub-Saharan Africa amongst corrupt countries.
Are vulnerable, those that are affected by the corruption, the real victims of corruption. So we should not just talk in abstract, but think about the impact that corruption has on the lives of those that are less privileged. It is sad to note that those that are privileged to lead others do not see this as a call to service, but as a means of self-enrichment. When people are elected into office, they should see that as a call to service and not to use it as a way to achieve self-enrichment.
The indirect negative consequences and costs of corruption are also worrying. Corruption erodes people's trust in the justice system and in the legitimacy of political and economic institutions.
So, I'm big on education. I would like to know, for example, personally, I'd like to know how the president got to be as rich as he is now. Simply on the access to information issue. I mean, just like to know. I'd like to know how between 2015 and now, he got to be as rich as he is. I'd like to know how this and that person, if we had access to information, he could prove to me, they would say to me, okay, I was on this trip to the UN, I was on this trip, I was on this trip, on this trip. My allowances were this, that, and the other. My salary is this, that, and the other. Therefore, I can build this block of flats. Straightforward. But because we don't have that information, it becomes a case of witch hunting. We are accusing people who actually maybe have worked for their wealth of being corrupt, or not knowing those who are actually corrupt. It is impossible to fight corruption in a country that's so defensive about information. We should be able to have lifestyle audits.
Meanwhile, UNDP resident representative says her organization stands committed to address fraud and corruption and reinforce the UN's zero tolerance against corruption, as these are contrary to the United Nations core values and the collective agenda for development.
Our administrator, Achim Sinai, has said that money lost to corruption is essentially development lost to those at risk of being left behind. From a human development perspective, people's freedoms, their choices and opportunities continue to be undermined by corrupt practices that distort income distribution and public expenditure decisions.
Corruption limits public sector effectiveness, impedes progress by facilitating waste, and erodes citizens' confidence in peaceful democratic processes as the best means to advance collective well-being. Joseph Tamaribanda, CBC News.